Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and I give you the non-biased information you can use to make informed decisions. Now, I do my research for me and I share with my community. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear. And you need to hear me out and hear this alpha that I'm going to give to you in this video. And if you stay with me at the end, I'm going to play some pieces of a podcast of some of the people that I listen to, and you can hear their thoughts about if we should sell in May and go away. And if you need some help with your portfolio or learning to short or some coaching or whatever, we'll talk about that at the end. So hit the like button and let's dive into some good alpha and talk about should we sell in May or go away? All right. When you look at the crypto bubbles right now, it's a pretty solid day, especially being that the stock market traded down today. I believe all the momentum is behind Bitcoin. The altcoins are just getting the benefit of, being part of the crypto asset world. But right now, the real money, the smart money, the biggest money on the planet are really bullish on Bitcoin. And I believe that Bitcoin will never experience the type of bear market that it's experienced throughout the cycles in the past. I definitely believe altcoins will crash by the middle of 2026. It'll be game over for 99% of all altcoins. I'll be shorting everything and I'll totally be out. Now, I only invest bull run to bull run. And anybody hodling what they think is the tech of the future, that's about the most guaranteed way to get wrecked. I can't imagine holding an altcoin past the bull run, but I never sell my Bitcoin. All right, did I say hit that like button? Anyway, let's look at some charts, guys. Right now, they just announced and got approval, all the regulations coming in where banks can house Bitcoin and have a lot of different projects. They're going to be able to loan Bitcoin, borrow against your Bitcoin through the banks. They're going to do custody, all that stuff. And trust me when I tell you, Wall Street and the banks will take over crypto and they will get the lion's share of everything, whether we like it or not. But mainstream is going to be investing in Bitcoin and some altcoins, but they're not going to do it like me and you. They're not going to go buy wallets and stuff like that for the majority of wealthy individuals. You know, the crypto or stock advisors and financial advisors of like Fidelity and BlackRock, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and all those, they're going to be putting their customers into ETFs and other different products that are related to Bitcoin and crypto. But they're coming, but they're not going to, be buying meme coins in a wallet. That's for sure. Now, some people will, obviously, but check this out. There's 72 spot ETFs filed for with the SEC right now. Think about that, guys. That's massive. And see, that's where I think the future's going. I think the future is ETFs and different products related to Bitcoin and crypto. Like I said, I don't think that the average retail, I know I have a lot of wealthy friends. They have zero interest in educating themselves, putting $100,000 Bitcoin into a wallet that they have to control, they have to learn. They're not going to do it. And I think that's pretty much common across the world. Yes, a lot of people that don't have a lot of money, and there are a lot of whales and stuff like that, maybe grew up in tech or they're smarter, tech savvy, whatever. But the average millionaire across America for sure has no interest in buying Bitcoin and putting it in a cold storage. It's just not going to happen for most of them. Anyway, that's extremely bullish though, guys. All right. I watched a video, which I'm going to be showing at the end, parts of it, with Investa Answers and some of his guys. And he talked about the average bull run is over in 200 days. We go by the average. And if you look at this chart, this is where we're at right now. And this is when it's going to be game over. Hopefully we have a big move up. Now, there's three guys on the panel, and they're very intelligent ex-Wall Street guys, multimillionaires, and they believe that this is going to follow this path. A lot of people, and including me, I'm concerned it may fizzle out because of the dilution and end up somewhere in here. But either way, it's extremely bullish. But basically, unless this cycle is different than all of history, bull run's probably going to be over in about 200 days. I know for me, part of my game plan is in the next hard move up, I will be taking profits constantly. And at a certain time, what comes out will not go back in except for a certain percent. Now, I'm going to stay in the bull market for the entire way. But let me give you an example, guys, and I know I'm getting off track. But if you put in, say, $10,000 and you run that up to 30, take out that 10, you get it that the rest of that to go to 60. Take out 20 grand, it goes to 80. Take out 20 more grand. You'll be in that 10% club that I'm talking about. Now, yes, if you happen to nail it and you stayed in longer, you made more money. But guys, 90% of everyone lose money. And that's why, because when it goes down, when it's game over, guys, it's going to be like a lightning bolt. You're not going to know what hit you. So it doesn't really matter. But if you keep taking profits and you get a 4 or 5x on your money, I mean, that might not be life-changing gains, but think about it, guys. Guy that puts in $10,000 and now he has 50 locked in, and maybe he's got 20 more still playing the game. Who knows? He may play the game for another 3 or 4 months and get another 3 or 4x. And yes, hindsight would be, well, I should have stayed in. But look at the downside. What if he takes out, 40, 50, he locks in 40 or $50,000 profits, and that's it? It's game over. And the other, that 20,000 he had in just drops like a rock and he pulls out 5 and it's game over. See, I play the downside. Smart money plays the downside, guys. Now, I'm not talking to people that have, $1,000 and just letting it ride. I get that. But if you have a real portfolio, you need to have a game plan to take profits. And look, if you put a dollar profit, go, well, when I get an 8x or 10x or a 15x, I'll sell. Guys, let's just say your favorite project is HBAR and you bought it at 10 cents and it gets to 50 cents. And you're like, well, when it breaks its all-time high, I'll start taking profits. Well, what if it doesn't get to 56 cents, 60 cents, a dollar? 90% of all projects never hit a new all-time high in its second bull run. I think HBAR is going to be that token. Not fudding on HBAR used to be my biggest bag, but just something to think about, guys. Just take some profits along the way. And if you need some help, like I said, we'll talk about it at the end. All right. This is extremely bullish. We could wake up in the morning and Bitcoin could be at a new all-time high. Arizona has went to all the levels and passed everything to have a Bitcoin reserve for the state of Arizona. There's, I think, 29 states right behind them. Now, none have got approved where they're actually doing it yet. But today at 1 o'clock, they voted. The vote has already, the bill has already been approved and had recommendations for approval. And so today they voted on it. I can't get the answer yet. I've been doing a deep dive, talked to Grok and everything else. But if they pass that, guys, it's game on. That means a state is going to be putting their reserve money, their treasury money into Bitcoin. And it's going to start kick off that game theory. It's going to tell all the other states they're going to want to follow. They'll have, you know, they'll have they'll be able to go to their state and go, well, look at Arizona, just like what El Salvador did. Look like Michael um, Saylor did with MicroStrategy. Wall Street is following, right? Which is this chart right here, guys. This is Wall Street Treasuries growth for the last 2 years. There's MicroStrategy. There's the big miner. There's Tesla. There's the announcement by SoftBank, which I just did a video, and I'll leave a link at the end if you want to listen to that. Guys, the powerhouses of the world, the big money managers, the family, what do you call those? Family, whatever. Think about some of the wealth in Dubai when they decide to buy $5 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion of Bitcoin, which is nothing to a lot of those families over there. Guys, Wall Street will follow. Once the regulation and the tax and Wall Street will be able to present crypto to their customers, and there's no liability if it's wrong because it's totally regulated. And if MicroStrategy becomes one of the biggest companies in the world, and these other companies that are doing the same method, if that starts to work out, they're all going to do it. Common sense. Anyway, bear with me. We're going to answer the question too. Are we, should you sell in May and go away? But I want to just let you know what's the tailwinds behind Bitcoin right now. Look what just happened. One of the biggest days they've had for a long, long time on the ETFs inflows. Massive day. Now, JP Morgan just came out and said, I'm bullish on stocks. Now, I don't really understand what he was trying to say because he said, I'm bullish, it's time to buy stocks. So there's a lot of different articles, but there's more pain to come. But what that tells me, which I don't really rely on JP Morgan, is everything is bullish, guys. These tariffs and all this is going to work out. Yes, we may have some time or some pain to come. I hope we do. I hope we have a lot because I'll be going all in on the next dip. I'm not all in yet, but I did start buying for the last, month, and I'm glad I did. All right, I'm going to let you listen to Investor Answers and these guys, and they'll answer the question, which I 100% agree with them on: should we buy or sell in May and go away? Check this out.
It's a good question here. Do we sell in May and go away?
Yeah, I know. I know.
I don't think we do that anymore. I think they've got us by the balls. We don't do that. Do not do that.
Yeah, and Crypto Cruiser, that sell in May, go away. Sometimes the markets rally up until the beginning of August. So you could lose June and July. So be very careful of that old adage. It sometimes works, but you also have to look at where the market is. If the market rallies really hard to the end of April, really hard, like an explosive move upwards, massive mean reversion is expected, and then you sell in May and go away. But that's not happening. The markets are in the toilet. Therefore, you do not sell in May and go away. Plus, watch the treasuries. The amount that they're buying is insane. And CEP is coming, aka 21. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry, Mando couldn't be here.
Anyway, guys, I tend to agree. And guys, these guys are really smart. Like I tell people all the time, you don't have to listen to me, but I highly recommend you listen to some of the people I listen to, because I try to listen to people that have a lot of knowledge, are non-biased, and they don't feed me full of BS. I used to work on Wall Street, and I've been around wealthy investors in real estate and everything across the board for 30 plus years. Until I got to crypto, I have never been around people that don't want to hear negative stuff about their investment. They call it FUD. Well, that's why 90% of everyone's going to lose money. They don't even want to hear it. Guys, I've never been around a wealthy person that wants to talk about the upside. We all know what the upside is. What's my risk? When do I get my money back? That's what most successful, wealthy people ask, but not in crypto. They just want to go around the internet and get confirmation bias, find these influencers that don't know anything and give them really stupid numbers that math guarantees can't even happen. And then they wonder why they get wrecked. So anyway, guys, if you need some help with your portfolio or some answers like about tokenomics, how to dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out, how to short, I've got courses. I got 3 Zoom calls that I do. I have a coaching course with 1 Zoom call. I have a shorting program, which I think everyone should learn how to short. That's where the money is. Because cryptos are not stocks, guys. They're commodities. And when you see these cryptos pump, one thing will guarantee you, they're coming back. Just go pick out your favorite token, go pull up the history, and look at it. Most tokens have about a 5-week run at best where they just spike. And then they come down and they trade down to sideways for 3 years. That's just the reality. Go back and check your history. Go look at XRP. Go look at XLM. Go look at IOTA. 90% of all projects never hit a new all-time high in their second bull run. Why? Bad tokenomics. And they're not stocks. New projects come out, etc., etc. I'm going to give you something else to think about. If you want to make the most money, if you still have some dry powder or want to get your portfolio ready for what's about to come, which I believe is a huge bull run, you need to look at new projects that have never experienced a bull run in the hot sectors: AI, AI agents, gaming, RWA. That's where the money's going to be made. Something in the base ecosystem. Don't let anyone kid you. You're not going to make any life-changing gains with top 10 tokens. It's not mathematically going to happen unless you put a huge amount in. Yeah, you put in $1 million, you can make it 10, 15 million. But if you think that you're going to buy a top 10 token because all these influencers can't do math and put in $1,000 or $10,000 and make life-changing gains, it's not going to happen. The big money is made the first year these projects are launched. XRP made millionaires if they were smart enough to sell it back in 2017. Everyone thinking the same thing got wrecked in the next bull run. Same with XLM holders, IOTA holders. Solana made millionaires in its first bull run. So did Ethereum. Pick your token. Look what Sui's doing. Look what Caspa did. Look what Render's done. These new projects are where it's at. That's where the life-changing gains happen. You're not going to get a 50x out of a top 50 token. It's just not mathematically going to happen. Now, if you want to wait around for 20 years and see if these things do trade like stocks, good luck. But I only invest bull run to bull run. Anyway, I teach all this in my coaching and in my one-on-one calls. If y'all have an interest, click the link down below. I'll leave it in the description and pin it in the comments. Didn't mean to ramble, but guys, I can't be more bullish. It's go time. And anyone thinking about selling in May and go away, you might as well not come back, because I believe, no doubt about it, we're about to have a huge, huge move up. In the video I did yesterday for the people buying the bottom of AI agents, they already did a 5 or 6x from the bottom in a matter of weeks if you would have bought during the bad times. Well, the good times are going. I don't think that we're going to get lower prices than what we had opportunity in the last, say, month, right? I think the bottom's in. I do believe we're probably going to have a pullback, but the lows for the rest of this bull run until it's game over have already been put in. So we may go back down, but whatever your favorite token is, odds are you missed the lowest point for the rest of the bull run. It may get close. Hey, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope these things crash again, so I still have some dry powder. Anyway, if you need some help, guys, like I said, reach out. That being said, hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Are you going to sell in May and go away? Or are you going to get to stack and educate yourself, get a game plan, and capitalize on what I believe is still one of the biggest opportunities we're ever going to get? I can't be more bullish. So anyway, come back, be part of this community. Take care, guys.